Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Manga Probe. In this video, I will just be doing a manga haul. I got a lot of manga over the course of a month and a half. Some of these I got actually back in April that I never showed you guys. Most of them are continuations of series that I have shown you at least once. So the first three books that I got are all from the same series, and that is Toradora story by Yuyuko Takemiya and art by Zekyo. So I have volume 2, volume 3, and volume 4. Once again, just a really cute comedy romance story and one of my favorite guilty pleasures to read. So yes, there's that. I then picked up Dead Man Wonderland Volume 2 by Jinsei Katoka and Kazuma Kondo. Really enjoyed the first volume. Cannot wait to continue this series. I did not know only the first 2 volumes are out in English. The whole series has been out online for a very long time now, so I've been avoiding reading it online though, just because I want to read it as I collect it. So we have that one. Then I continued collecting Nisekoi by Naoshikomi. This is volume 3, and volume 4 I believe comes out July 1st, and I've already pre-ordered it. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. I love this series. It's so good. And then I briefly showed you guys volume 1 in this next series, and it is Sankarea by Mitsuru Hattori. So we have volume 2, volume 3, and volume 4. And once again, if I could try to explain the story in a short way, I would have to say comedy, zombie, romance. Sort of. It has some typical like ecchi panty shots sometimes, which I've never really been the biggest fan of, but I really enjoy this story so much that I kind of just ignore it. Still really great series. And there apparently is an anime for this, and I can't wait to check it out. So I'm going to have to find that somewhere online, and if I like it, perhaps buy the anime for it. But yeah, we'll see. I then picked up some new series. The first one I picked up here is Trigun. This is the omnibus, which means that they've pretty much put the entire Trigun series, I think, I'm not too sure, in this gigantic 1 volume. So this thing is hella huge, I mean, compared to that. So it's kind of bulky to hold, but I like the fact that it was just one instead of collecting all of them. I kind of like these manga bind-ups. It's been so long since I've watched the anime for this. I've never read the manga, and I love this story. Basically, it is a sci-fi western about this character here. His name is Vash, and basically he has a bounty on his head. He is known as Vash the Stampede. Again, like I said, he has this bounty on his head. You would think that he's like this evil, serious guy, but Vash is the most hilarious character. He hardly ever takes anything seriously, including himself. He loves donuts, and I just remember laughing throughout the entire show, so I'm sure that the manga is going to be even better, and I can't wait to read it. And I am going to do a separate video more about what this storyline is about, because I know that was a really horrible explanation of it. This is such a good story. This is one of 2 series that I bought recently that's kind of like a nostalgic story from when I was younger, because I used to watch this back when I was a kid on Adult Swim, I believe it came on, and it was such a good show that I eventually needed to have it in my collection, so I got this. Oh, by the way, this is by Yasuhiro Naito. This next one is manga related, but it's actually a novel, and it is Sword Art Online by Areki Kawahara. And this, like I said, this is an anime and a manga series, but this is actually a novelized version of the story. Basically, it's about a world set in the future. The year is 2022. Gamers rejoice as Sword Art Online, a VR MMORPG, which is a virtual reality, massively multiplayer online role-playing game like no other debuts, allowing players to take full advantage of the ultimate in gaming technology, Nerve Gear, a system that allows users to completely immerse themselves in a wholly realistic gaming experience. But when the game goes live, the elation of the players quickly turns to horror as they discover that for all its amazing features, SAO is missing one of the most basic functions of any MMORPG, a logout button. Now trapped in the virtual world of Ancrid, their bodies held captive by Nerve Gear in the real world, users are issued a chilling ultimatum. Conquer all 100 floors of Ancrid to regain your freedom. But in the warped world of SAO, game over means certain death, both virtual and real. Does that not sound freaking awesome? Now, I started watching the anime first, and the reason I started watching the anime was actually because of Ready Player One. It was very reminiscent of an online world. However, this is very, very different, and I really, really enjoy the story. So yes, like the synopsis says, these people, and it's not just, a couple people, it's people all over the world log into this game only to be told that they have to either beat it or else they'll die. And the way that they die is they have this, in the real world, they have this headgear stuff on to input them into the game, and it is connected to their nerves. And when they die in the game, it actually sends an electric shock through the helmet into their nervous system, and basically they die that way. So yes, it is about this main character here, whose name I can't remember. Pretty sure his name's Kirito. He is a beta player, meaning he played the game before it was released, and he knows a lot about the game. He's a very well-known character in this game. So when it actually releases, he's got the best chance at beating it, so it's kind of his adventures at defeating the game. And it's also about learning to make friends, because as an MMO player, he's not really very social in the real world. He doesn't go out anywhere, he just plays games online. And when he isn't in this game playing, he was playing by himself and not really working with anybody. So it's also about him learning to work with people, teamwork, friendship, that kind of thing. I'm really excited for this one. This one actually might be my next read. I then picked up the first 3 volumes in Siren by Toshiaki Iwashiro. So we have volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. So I'm really bad at synopsises, so I'm just going to read the synopsis out loud to you, because I have read this first volume, want to try and explain it to you, but it's kind of complicated, so I'm just going to read what it says. Ageha Yoshina just got transported to a warped alternate dimension where you've got to fight your way back to our world or die trying. Save me. Those were the words Sakurako Amamiya's last words to her friend Ageha Yoshina before she mysteriously went missing. Now Ageha is on a quest to find her. He's convinced that the mythical Siren secret society has something to do with the recent rash of disappearances, and now he seems to be caught up as a player in their very deadly game. So basically there is an urban legend going around that there is this mystical Siren secret society thing going around, and in order to be a part of this, you have to find these phone cards, and when you find these phone cards, you can either use it to play the game, or a lot of people are trying to find them because apparently they are worth a lot of money, since it is a urban legend. So the fact that it's a legend makes them very valuable. So people are trying to find these cards mostly for the money. But anyways, when you use these phone cards in a public phone, it takes you into this alternate universe where there's monsters to fight, and it is very possible for you to die. So it's about him finding this world. He goes after his classmate who goes missing, and she's in this other world, and they kind of have to play, I think it's like mini games from what I've gathered from reading this first one, where they're thrown into the world and they have to make their way through this particular place, and when they reach their goal, they're thrust back into their regular world. But I'm still a little bit confused on some of the storylines, so that's why I needed to read the back. Although it wasn't the best explanation of this story, I'm really enjoying it so far. And I like things where it's like survival games, and a lot of the manga that I've picked up recently have something to do along those lines. This next one I have has been on my wish list for a while now, and it was a recommendation from Blue Fox Fables. I will leave a link to her channel down below. I haven't seen her do any videos in a long time, but back when I used to watch her videos, you know, towards the end of 2013, beginning of January, I think was the last time I seen a video from her. She recommended this particular manga, and it is Oku by Fumi Yoshinaga. And what really interested me was the storyline of this. It is an alternate historical feudal Japan story in which a deadly disease has been racking the countryside, but it only affects men. So in this alternate historical fiction feudal Japan story, it is the women who are in control, and they basically use men for breeding. They are basically slaves or housekeepers or breeders. Since they have this disease going around, you know, they have no choice. Their numbers are dwindling, and so the women are in charge. And I just think that sounds really cool. That sounds very interesting if you think about, you know, the actual history of feudal Japan and how, you know, women's rights were back then. This is kind of a cool flip. Plus, this particular author, I've read a few other things by them. It's been a while, but I have read at least one or two other things. I want to say one was called like Antique Bakery, and I enjoyed that one. But the storyline in this one sounds really cool, so I want to check this out, and I can't wait. So we have that one. And then I saved the best for last. It is a box set. Before I show you what it is, I just want to explain there is a reason why I got it, because I've never ever read it before, never thought of reading it, never thought I would want to actually, and it is volumes 1 through 6 of Sailor Moon by Naoko Takeuchi. And this is how the box set came in, with them going backwards like this. So, you know, because they go backwards. The reason I picked this up is because it's more nostalgic for me, just like Trigun here. I used to watch this show when I was little on TV, and more recently Hulu Plus has started to re-air the show, all like 200 episodes or so, uncut and in original Japanese. So I have been re-watching that. I think only the first 4 episodes are out right now, and so it's gotten me really into the mood to read Sailor Moon. So I got this really cool box set, and it just looks so good. I'm super excited. I never thought I would want to read this, because honestly, after, you know, I grew up a little bit, because I was in like elementary school when I watched this show. When I grew up a little bit, I was like, I discovered newer and better anime, in my opinion, like anime that I thought was better, and so it never occurred to me to really want to read this again. So, but I've been really getting into all different genres of manga that I never thought I would get into, and the next one I'm going to try is mecha, because I know that I have never really cared for mecha, but there are probably some really good series out there that I'm just not aware of. But yes, so we're gonna try this. Magical girl genre is not one that I've read a whole lot of, but I have read a few, and I will do a separate discussion video about the magical girl genre and particular manga that I have read or wish to read here soon, this one being one of them. So that is all for this manga probe video. Those were all the mangas that I picked up in the last couple months, and I actually do have a couple more coming in the mail here soon, but that'll probably be in a future haul when I collect even more, so that I can actually have a haul to show you instead of, you know, 2 books to show you. So probably my next manga probe video will be a discussion or even a review. I've been thinking of doing a review video, so if there's a particular manga series that I've mentioned so far that you would like to see an entire review video of, please let me know down below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!